Good morning, everyone. Today, in Unit 3, we are going to learn a topic designing and architecture. In last class, we studied the topic that architecture and the requirements. So, we have been prepared about the requirements. Now, we are going to design the architecture. Okay, in this chapter, we are going to learn about the design strategy, attribute driven design method, and what are the steps how to be followed this method, and the overall things what we studied in this chapter we are going to see as a summary. Okay, so in the first one, we are going to learn about design strategy. Design strategy is nothing but a pattern which is going to have the set of rules how the design has to be done. The same way, here in the design strategy is telling about how can you prepare the requirement, that is by decompositing the requirements, and based on that you are going to design the ASR that we studied in the previous chapter itself, architecturally significant requirements, and based on that we are going to generate and test. First one is the decomposition. So decomposition is nothing but dividing, right? So the architecture determines quality attributes. So these quality attributes will design the characteristics of the whole system. Therefore, it begins with the whole system. That means the whole system is going to be decomposed into parts. Each part will may inherit all the part of the quality attribute requirements from the whole. Okay, so the decomposition is telling about architecture determines the quality attributes. So these quality attributes will characterize the whole system. So the designing whole system is going to be decomposed into a parts, and one or more parts may inherit the other parts to combine into a whole system. Clear? This is called as decomposition. So when we use this decomposition method, design doesn't mean green field, which is nothing but here we are having a set of components. It is going to be divided into many components. So there will be two or three more components will be there. That is called as new component. So when you design a system, it is not representing only on the new component. That is only we are telling here. Design doesn't mean green field. Designing to architecturally significant requirements. So you know what is architecturally significant requirements that we have studied in the previous chapter, that it is telling the quality attributes of the system, right? So these requirements must satisfy the system, okay, within the system, and they are small number but they are the most important. Clear? So architecturally significant requirements may be small in number but they are the important requirements. So how many ASR simultaneously? How many architecturally significant requirements can work on the design simultaneously? Means this at the beginning, this is a very important one. Okay, the ASR is very important one. And as you gain experience that you are able to design multiple ASR simultaneously means you can able to design. Okay, so here we are telling about architecturally significant requirements which can be designed only one in the beginning. Later when you gain experience it can be designed with two or three. What about other quality requirements? So if the design does not satisfy this ASR, what it has to be done? Either it has to be adjust the design or it has to be added with the extra requirements. That is, the weaken the additional requirements has to be modified. Clear? So according to the modification, priorities has to be changing, the priorities has to be done on this, and based on that it has to be decided whether it is the satisfiable or non-satisfiable requirements. The second topic is generate and test. So what are we studying now? Now we are studying about the what? This is the topic we are studying: design strategy, decomposition we finished, designing to architecturally significant requirements also we finished. Now we are moving to the topic generate and test. So what is this generate and test? That is nothing but we are seeing the current design according to the hypothesis, and we are going to check whether this design is going to satisfy the requirements, that is only test. And if it is not satisfies the requirements, a new hypothesis has to be generated, that is only generate new hypothesis, that is called as generate and test. It is generate initial hypothesis, test the hypothesis. If it is not satisfied, generate the next hypothesis. This is called as generate and test. When we are doing these kinds of things, we will have the questions like this. What are the questions? Where does this hypothesis comes from? How can I test the hypothesis? When I did this, how can I generate the next hypothesis? When you answer all these kinds of questions, okay, you can clearly design the system. So you have the organized knowledge on this design. Where does the initial hypothesis comes from? It is from the desirable sources. Desirable sources means existing systems and the frameworks. Existing systems means which are available already on this particular work. That is going to be enhanced and it is going to be developed the new system, that is called as the existing system. Frameworks are telling about the particular design of the system. This is the desirable sources. Less desirable sources are telling about it may be like that. So you can get the design from that but not exactly. So that is the first one, patterns and tactics. That is already we studied tactics. In domain decomposition, again it has to be decomposed and the checklist has to be designed. Okay. So these are all less desirable sources. Why it is called as less desirable sources? This is not covering all the requirements. Typically, it can omit some of the quality attribute requirements. So that it is called as less desirable requirements. So that is sources. How can it test the hypothesis? We have to use the analysis techniques which are already we have been used. And we have to use the checklist. That is, we have to design the checklist from the quality attribute discussion. And next we have to have this ASR. And what is the output of all these kinds of tests? Based on that you have to list the requirements and you have to either responsibilities or qualities may or may not met the current design. Based on that you can test the hypothesis. How do I generate the next hypothesis? So already we have studied in the generate and test method that we are going to test it. If it meets all the requirements, it is going to be finished. Otherwise, it has to be added with the new requirements. That is only how can I add the new hypothesis? By adding the missing responsibilities, and I have to use some kinds of tactics to quality attribute behavior, and based on the choice of the tactics it will depend on the quality attribute requirements. And we have to see whenever we add a tactics, we have to check whether it is going to give any side effects or not. Next, when I have to do all these things, all AS are satisfied, or that is you run out of the budget of the design of the activity. So in this case we have to use the best hypothesis, and then based on the hypothesis it has to be implemented. Continue with the design effort although we have been constrained by the implementation choices. So in that particular time, that means when all ASR are satisfied and your budget is run of this design budget is more than this activity, means you can decide that it has been finished. Next we studied that ADD method. Okay. So what is this ADD method? That is attribute driven design method, which means it is going to have the set of all the functionalities and the responsibilities. That is packaging of many of the techniques already discussed. We have used many techniques. Everything is going to be combined together. So it is an iterative method. Iterative method is nothing but again and again it is going to be repeated. For each iteration, it has to check all these things. What are the things it has to check? It has to choose a part of the system design and marshal all the architecturally requirements for that part, and it has to check and it has to generate and test for that particular part. And does not result in a complete design. When you use this method, you cannot say that it has been completed fully. So set of containers with responsibilities will be there. Interactions and informations flow among the containers, and this add method does not produce API or signature of the containers. Next, add inputs and outputs. We have the requirements and we have the containers. In between, this process is going to be done. Attribute driven method is going to be continued. So what are the requirements? Functional requirements will be there, quality requirements will be there, constraints requirements will be there. According to that, responsibilities, interactions and information flow will be there. So for this, we have to follow some 4 steps. The first step is we have to choose the element to design the system. Next, we have to identify the ASR for that particular element. And next, we have to design a solution for that element. Then, we have to buy the requirements, remaining requirements, and select the input for the next iteration. Till it has to be completed, satisfied, these steps have to be repeated. First step, choosing the element of the system design. Already we have studied the whole system is going to be divided into many new components. So those new components have been colored as green. So for the green field designs, the element chosen is usually the whole system. What the element has been chosen for the new whole system is going to be for the element also. So for legacy design, the element is the portion to be added. After first iteration, the same thing has to be checked. Which element comes next? There are 2 basic refinement strategies are there. First one is the breadth first and the next one is the depth first. Which one to choose? It can be based on the process. So if you are going to use the new technology, depth first has to be used. That means it is going to explore the implications of the technology. If the team needs work, depth first has to be used. Otherwise, breadth first can be best. Okay. Second step. How can you identify the ASR for the chosen element? If the chosen element is the whole system, you have to use the utility tree. If the chosen element is going to be decomposed further, decomposition tree method has to be used. Next is the generate a design solution for the chosen element. You have to apply this method, generate and test method for the chosen element with the ASRs. Okay. Next, select the input of the next iteration. For each functional requirement, you have to ensure that the requirement has been satisfied. If the requirement is not satisfied, satisfy the requirement. How can you satisfy the requirements? Either you can add the container with similar requirements. If no such container is may not needed, or you can create a new one with dissimilar responsibilities, coherence. And if the container has too many requirements for a team, it can be divided into 2 portions. For that, you can design this coupling. Okay. Next, quality attribute requirements. If the quality attribute requirement has been satisfied, it does not need to be further considered. Okay. So if it is not satisfied, either you can delegate the one of the child or you can split among the child elements. If the quality attribute cannot be satisfied, it can be, you can say, decide that it is a weekend one. So if I cannot be satisfied the weekend one, it cannot be met. So you cannot identify the solution. What are the constraints? Constraints are treated as the quality attribute requirements have been treated. Either it can be satisfied or delegated or split or unsatisfiable requirements. So at step 3, each element will have associated with the functional requirements, quality attribute requirements and constraints. So this set up the child element for the next iteration of the method. So what we studied so far, how can you design the requirements, how can you generate the test by decomposing the elements, and how can integrate all the requirements until it is satisfied. So are you clear about the topic? So what we studied here, designing and architecture. So here we studied about this design strategy, attribute driven method, steps of ADD and summary. Okay, with this today class gets over. We will see the remaining in the next class. Thank you.